Hi guys, my name's Brandon from Brandon Goes Traveling, and welcome to my channel. My job is to help you get out there, explore, see the world, and really answer any questions that you may have regarding your guys' adventures. In this video, we're going to be talking about two amazing places, Lauterbrunnen and Wengen, Switzerland. So let's get started. The first place I want to talk about is Lauterbrunnen. Now, Lauterbrunnen is probably one of my most favorite places in Switzerland, really for a few reasons. The first reasons is it's a nice base camp. Whether you're trying to get to Murin or Schilthorn or Wengen or coming from Interlaken, it's a really good location that is kind of right in the center of it all and allows you to kind of make the most of your time and while you're in these locations. Second reason why I like this place is you're surrounded by valleys on both sides or mountains on both sides. And, it does make for some scenic photography. And if you were to go in the fall, spring, or summertime, you would be able to get those nice waterfall photos that you might see on Instagram. And really, the last reason why I like this place is it offers so many trails. So if you're that avid outdoorsman and you like hiking around, this is definitely the place to go for that. So I think you might recognize this photo, and this is basically the kind of cliche Instagram photo. If you look closely here on the right, you might actually see some waterfall trickling off of this mountain right here. Now I went in the wintertime, so a lot of the waterfalls were actually frozen. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that cliche waterfall pic. But this is basically the main road in Lauterbrunnen. And if you were to continue walking straight, you'd actually get to a spot where the ski lift or the vernacular drops you off if you're coming down from Schilthorn, and you can take a free bus back to Lauterbrunnen. So there is that option if you do decide to walk this road all the way to its end. So this is the main road, kind of where it takes you if you were to continue walking straight down that road I was just talking about. Now, I still had quite a ways to go, so this was probably about the middle side. But one thing I really liked about this photo is, this was taken at about 12 p.m., so right in the middle of the afternoon, but, it looks like it's probably, what, 9, 10 o'clock? And, the reason for that is obviously because of those valleys, and it's not letting in as much sunlight. So, it can get dark quite quickly in Lauterbrunnen, so it's something to keep your mind on, I suppose, if you are walking about at nighttime. Also, one of the things I liked about Lauterbrunnen is, going back to hiking around and, being able to walk on various trails. This was one of them. Also, there's a lot of skiing trails. So if you're into, cross country skiing, there's trails all along this river here, which would allow you to do that. I'm not quite sure how far they go, but I did see a whole bunch of people out there skiing, specifically on this day. So, like I was saying, Lauterbrunnen offers the ability to really do a lot of hiking. And, believe it or not, down here was actually Lauterbrunnen. So, one of these days I woke up and it was really just miserable in Lauterbrunnen. It was really cloudy. You couldn't see that far in front of you. It was just full of fog and cloud. So I decided, hey, I'm going to walk up to Wengen today. And, I'm really glad I made that choice because I walked about an hour from Lauterbrunnen up to, at this point in time, I was almost to Wengen, not quite yet. But as soon as I got above those clouds, instantly just turned into a beautiful day. I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky, literally. I went from having, all of this down here, not being able to see more than a few feet in front of me to, having a beautiful clear day. And it is something that, I still look at this photo to this day and I go, wow, what a beautiful thing to see, because it was just honestly this the picture doesn't do it justice, but it was really a gorgeous sight, and I do highly recommend either walking or maybe taking that train up to Wengen. So next up, we're going to talk about Wengen. Wengen, I think, is probably one of my favorite places in Switzerland. I actually prefer it more to Lauterbrunnen. I guess, only drawback maybe about Wengen is it's a little bit out of the way. But like I was saying, if you wanted to take a train from Lauterbrunnen up to Wengen and back, that's more than possible. I believe tickets are 10 franc return. At least that's what I paid when I went down from Wengen to Lauterbrunnen. So that's definitely something that you can do. And I would really highly recommend, if you're in the area, to definitely check out Wengen. So this is the main city center, if you will, of Wengen. It's not a big town. Just a ski village, if you will. But it does have its basics. It has a few cafes, restaurants, and it does have a grocery store. So you don't have to worry about bringing food up from Lauterbrunnen or wherever you come from, because you can buy food here, which is always a plus. But one of the things I really liked about Wengen specifically is, it does offer you, it does kind of cater to everyone. If you want to go hike, you can. If you want to ski or sleigh ride or snowboard, again, you can do that as well. So it kind of caters to everybody. Or if you just want to have a nice, coffee in front of some mountains, that's more than possible. I had a few beers up here, and it was, made for a nice view. It's just a nice relaxing place to have a beer, and yeah, definitely recommend coming up here. So this photo right here is taken a little bit above Wengen. So when you actually come to this location, you'll see a ski area, and it's where all the skiers come down, and they have a coffee or they have a beer, or get a bite to eat. And this is basically where this photo was taken, that kind of similar area. And this basically shows you all of Wengen. Like I was saying, it's not the largest city or largest village in the world, but it does offer everything that you need, which is a nice thing. Again, if you were to continue walking past that ski lift and stay on that trail, you would eventually get to a location that looks like this. So I was actually trying to hike to a different city, or I keep saying city, but a different ski village from Wengen. Unfortunately, it was getting dark. I wasn't able to get there. But this is one of the photos that I've taken while I was there, and it really is just a beautiful, beautiful sight. Like I was saying here, so that's still all of Lauterbrunnen, and this photo is taken probably about 3 p.m. roughly. And Lauterbrunnen was still covered in cloud. Meanwhile, I'm up here having a beautiful, a nice day. Just night and day difference, really. And again, like I was saying, there's a whole bunch of skiers right here, and you're actually able to walk on the ski trail, which I thought was pretty interesting, because oftentimes you're not allowed to walk on these trails. And for obvious reasons: one, you don't want to mess up the ski trail, and then two, people could hit you. But here, yeah, it was more than okay. You're able to walk on these trails, and no one gets upset. So definitely take advantage of that, and walk up those locations. So like I was saying, this is really what one of the trails looks like. Obviously in some places it's going to be wider, some places it's going to be narrower. But yeah, you're able to walk really up the side of this, and there's no issue with doing that at all whatsoever. But likewise, if there's also people coming down, so do be careful if you decide to walk on this trail, or really any of the trails around here. And last but not least, I just wanted to show you one last photo of some of the views that you could get if you decided to hike past that ski resort in Wengen. It does take some time to get that to that other village. Unfortunately for me, I didn't reach it. But needless to say, I did get some epic views on that hike from Wengen to this spot. But yeah, so hey guys, that's gonna do it for this trip. Honestly, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. I'll do my best to give them an answer. And also tell me about what your favorite place in Switzerland is. Like I said, I'm always going back to these locations and always willing to learn more. So yeah, drop them below, and please feel free to give me a like and subscribe. Thanks.